Great day and welcome to Logic Lives. Today we're going to talk about if you're in a home, should you consider relocating for a different job with more pay or just a different position in general that you feel will make you happier in terms of the role that you're in. This is one of the toughest things to weigh out for most people because there's two factors. One is it really the job that I really want? And the other part is most people have a struggle with trying to calculate what that means in terms of potentially having more income versus having to pay more for that relocation and potentially buying a new house or renting in that new market. And so the easiest way that I'll break it down for most people to understand and when you're making that comparison is take the income that you're going to be making in the new position potentially. And if it's a lot more or whatever that dollar amount is, write that to one side and say, this is how much more I'll probably be making in that position that I'm applying for. Then look at your mortgage in terms of your interest rate and your current payment. Payment is probably going to be the better thing to look at because that's going to give you an indication on what you can afford in the new market. So if you look at your current mortgage and how much you're paying on your current mortgage, and you're paying $1,000 and you're going to move to your new market. And for that same type of home that you're currently in, based off the interest rates, you're going to end up having to pay $2,500. Then that automatically is going to tell you that if I have to pay an extra $1,500 a month, you times that by 12, and that's going to give you approximately $16,000 to $18,000 more a year that you're going to have to potentially pay. So when you think about having to pay $18,000 more to live in the same home that you're currently living in, is the increase that you potentially going to get in your income going to offset that? Because if it doesn't, then it might factor in whether you make that move or not. Because if you're only going to make $5,000 more and you're going to have to pay $18,000 more for the same residence, then you may not want to make that move and consider just finding something more local so that way you can stay in your current home and not have to worry about going to a new market and buying a new home. Now, that's all based off of income and potentially how you break down that analysis of whether it makes financial sense to move to that new position or not. The other factor is basically you. If it's your dream job, then you may consider paying more because you're going to be a lot happier and it's going to lead to potential room for growth. The better you feel about your role, the better you're going to do. And the chances of you moving up and making more income is probably going to be a lot more likely. So consider that when you're making your move. Hopefully you learned something. If you did, make sure you like and subscribe.